right, OLS 15 finals are upon us, and we got Realkey from Team Sultans versus Bratchedkata, and this is going to be a good one. So strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you do like this competitive content and casting, and as always, have a blast watching and enjoying this content. So without further ado, we'll get into the finals of OLS number 15.
Like if we played a region-locked tournament now, the meta, I wouldn't look that different, but you would still feel like you have three very solid decks, and if you think Bilgewater Shadow Isle is oppressive, then you actually can't bring Gohard, because you need to split up your Bilgewater and Shadow Isle into two separate power decks, otherwise that one just get banned every time.
Well, we are getting into, it looks like, the first game of the finals here for OLS number 15. We'll see who is able to take it away. Will it be Bratchedkata or will it be Realkey, the undefeated player in today's tournament, going undefeated the entire time? We'll see. To start, we got Fearsome versus TF Gohard.
Do a little tab management here. I can get out of this bracket thing. I know what it looks like. I know who's in the finals. It's Realkey and Bratchedkata. And this should be a pretty cut and dry win for Realkey here in game number one. I mean, we talk all the time about how Fearsome picks on TF Gohard. It's not unwinnable, and they are making more and more hedges to try and actually be able to survive the matchup. I don't know if Unearned Passage is one of them here. It does, at the very least, generally get to kill a Mist Wraith, and is actually probably one of the best counters to Risen Mists.
Risen Mist. Wow, okay. Risen Mists. That has got to be one of my favorite cards right now. The ability to burst speed summon something, I think, is one of the coolest mechanics in this game. It's almost like... Why do I feel like there was another card game where it had like some sort of quick attack tag that just allowed you to attack immediately with something? It's very similar to that. I don't know if it was Magic that had something like it, but I'm really impressed with that card.
Magic has Split Second, which is cards that can't be responded to.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
No, I know what you're talking about with that. I don't know, but either way, it's really cool. Like Jury Rig, very similar, but I feel like when Jury Rig came out, it was just, oh, that's a card you discard. Great. But Risen Mist actually starts to make you think about the mechanic of, well, now open attacking is not only what my opponent has on the board. Open attacking consists of maybe they have a burst speed spell that actually allows them to develop at the same time. And that's cool. I like how they're taking a mechanic that seems very straightforward, and now they're shifting it just a bit.
I definitely don't hate it. I don't really want more cards like Risen Mists, but I like Risen Mists.
Well, yeah, okay. No, I agree, right? If you have like 12 in the game, all of a sudden open attacking just becomes stupid. Like it's not an actual mechanic to play around. It's just this like, thing, because you're going to have all these burst speed spells that get around it anyways. So, no, I agree. So, with everything in moderation, right? Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what life advice everybody gets? Sage life advice. So, we got Gohard here. Going to do 1 damage to this Callista. Getting the Gohard train rolling. We'll see if it can get rolling a little faster. Drawing some more with this Salvage and the Glimpse Beyond here in just a second.
It sets us up for it's not a bad red card. It does kill a unit, and we do have the Withering Wail to hopefully try and get a little bit later on to contest this Mist Wraith. But, this is supposed to be a really... Oh, we just went for the blue.
He went for the blue. He's going for it. What's he getting? It's a Withering Wail.
Okay. That's actually really good because we didn't red card the Callista.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's going to kill Callista. It's going to kill the Spiderling that comes out, but there are still a lot of scary things happening. Here is the Risen Mist and Zap's Brayfin. It's going to pull you the Unearned Passage after you take this Risen Mist, or this damage from the Wraithcaller. Not ideal, but... Oh man, do we just sacrifice Twisted Fate to the Wraithcaller? I don't mind it. You don't need to level Twisted Fate in a matchup like this. You do theoretically have the draw to actually get it done. And it's not like there's any removal coming out of Realkey. If you want to, if you really want to commit to it, you can level Twisted Fate.
Oh, I mean, that might very well be what wins you the game as well. It's just the Withering Whale feels bad because you're not getting the heal out of it. Probably one of the worst spots to actually play Withering Whale in. You kind of want that second whale now that both of these miss rates are so low. And yeah, it looks like you're right. He is going to go ahead and go for the TF level, which means we do need a red card by the next attack turn of Realkey. We need to be able to clear those miss rates. They're only going to get stronger, and it's going to really heavily rely on what we draw here on the side of Bratchedkata, even having to put the damage in the TF. Like you said, Realkey not really going to have any removal for it anyway, so it doesn't feel too bad. And Pool Shark, too. I mean, yeah, we have a pretty good shot here.
I mean, we have a good shot at leveling Twisted Fate and getting the red card, but this is still a deck that's running multiple copies of Pale Cascade, Mark of the Isle.
Yeah.
The red card is not necessarily a death sentence for Realkey. And I think Kata is starting to look at this Twisted Fate, look at the deck that he's playing against, and understand that he is a little bit further away from leveling this Twisted Fate than he would want to be. You can throw out Zap, double Pool Shark, just to force the level on the following turn, and then Glimpse Salvage in the combat phase will give you that red card that you're looking for, but you don't have any blockers. So if Pale Mark comes out, you die.
Yeah, and you're already at 12, and I think that is the line that Bratchedkata is going to take. I think you don't really have a choice. Okay, there's a go hard. Maybe that changes things, but I don't think you can not have your TF level at this point. I mean, you can still, if you do one Pool Shark, you can still level the TF, right? Next turn.
No, because TF's at 4 out of 8, so I mean he's at 5 out of 8 with the Zap, so you need the 2 Pool Sharks to get him to 7, and then the draw for turn to get him to 8. You could level TF with Salvage next turn.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you want him to level on the draw step in order to, because you need Salvage to get to the red card in combat.
Yeah.
But I mean, now with the go hard draw, the red card is a little bit less relevant, and the question is, when is Realkey going to commit to the board? Because I mean, the shields are down for Bratchedkata. He's totally tapped out. You should start playing things if you have them.
Yep, here we go. There's a Miss Wraith. And that is also going to survive something like a red card. A gold card would get it, obviously. I don't think we're making it to a gold card. Yeah, wow.
No, we might even just have to Vengeance that, and we probably have to use the Twisted Fate as a blocker here.
All right, Doom Beast is good if we're able to get it down this turn. But I have a feeling we won't. So, yeah, because as much as it seems like we're okay because we have a decently wide field, we don't want to have to block with the TF and nothing else. Ooh, yeah, wow. Look at all those fearsome attackers. Look at all those not fearsome blockers.
I am so incredibly surprised that Realkey waited as long as he did to develop.
Yeah.
Because Kata, it wasn't until Kata totally tapped out with the last Pool Shark that Realkey started to commit anything to the board.
Wait, is that just game even if we... That's game even if we Vengeance Callista. That's just game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we do... If we
salvage into Passage Unearned, that gets us red card and kills the Risen Mist Wraith. But we don't get it.
Well, no, I mean, we still have red card with the Glimpse Beyond, too, right? So
yeah, we still have red card with the Glimpse Beyond, but we die unless we can Passage the Mist Wraith as well.
Oh, I gotcha. I see what you're saying. Wow.
See, Passage Unearned would have saved him at
yeah,
PW, and then he gets to come back into the game because he's got a Twisted Fate. And he'd get into Pack Your Bags on the next turn to survive the harrowing.
Whatever you say, Boulevard. Whatever you say. Whatever makes you sleep better at night. That's not going to do it. And that is going to be game. Realkey taking it there real quick with the fearsome deck versus TF Go Hard, which, generally speaking, I do think Fearsome has a very good matchup versus TF Go Hard, so no surprise here. And Realkey, we'll see. Can he continue this crazy streak of going undefeated the entire tournament? Starting off, I mean, looking pretty good so far. We're 1-0 up on Bratchedkata going into game 2 here of the finals of OLS number 15.
You remember, like, it's probably a little over a month ago at this point, where every time you checked Santupi's Twitter, there was just another tournament you'd never heard of that Realkey had won?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, like, yeah. Oh, my God. Yes, yeah.
There was, like, a solid, 2 or 3 week streak where Realkey just won, 3 or 4 just minor little, probably 20-man tournaments. Yep. But he was getting the practice in.
Yeah, he was basically cephalopod for that short time.
And yeah, I mean, this is going to be rough for Bratchedkata. It felt like he wanted to ban the Go Hard, and that does mean that you get another rough matchup in the Fielder Rush.
Yeah, so I think Realkey did really good during the pick ban phase here, just pairing himself up nicely with these decks for Bratchedkata. Actually surprised Bratchedkata, knowing that Fielder Rush was up, surprised he didn't switch decks just to try to get a win under his belt.
I mean, it's not like the leagues that we cast where your game wins do matter in terms of an overall point scale. You might as well just get to vote, right?
Good point. Yeah, save everybody some time. I gotcha.
Well, not only that, it's at least 1 a.m. in Bulgaria.
Oh,
maybe later.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yep. I do tend to forget that we are basically dealing with every country on the planet when we cast these sometimes. And Elise, definitely a good start for Bratchedkata if we're going to go ahead and go the aggressive route. And yeah, I think we, from the looks of this, are going all in on the aggressive route if that's the case, because it never feels good, obviously, trading a card for the draw of the Averrosion Sentry.
So, SJW, this could be it, right? This is... We have waited for 5 weeks for Passage Unearned to happen onto a Fielder Rush. And we are, we've seen this card in so many deck splashes, one-ofs across the lifespan of the card, and we just haven't actually seen a Passage Unearned happen onto a Fielder Rush. And today, at the end of the format, at the precipice of Monuments of Power, we might finally get to see it.
All right, all I'm going to say is, as much as that may be true, if that's the case, Bratchedkata is not playing towards that, because I don't think we would have seen Gohard starting to get shuffled into the deck if we really wanted the best shot at getting it with Zapsprayfin. I'm just saying.
Well, you need to put your foot on the gas. You need to try and out-damage, or start to damage your opponent, set them up for a potential pack your bags lethal. Here we are going to get the blue card. We're not worried about zapping into this just yet. And, I mean, Avalanche is looking real juicy for Realkey right now.
Oh, yeah. Can't play it quite yet, but it's looking like next turn, on a defensive turn too, it should be a pretty good shot that we're going to get it. And yeah, just going to throw the Spiderling out there as a blocker, prevent that 4 damage. The open attack too, like Avalanche feels really good. Open attack doesn't really feel the greatest for Bratchedkata, so I got to imagine that, yeah, okay, actually is going to go ahead and at least, try to push a little bit of damage.
And I like this because if Trundle wants to block something like the Elise and still play Avalanche to kill the Twisted Fate, we can Withering Wail. But it looks like Kata might actually go for the Zapsprayfin regardless.
Looks like Realkey actually thinking about taking the damage and then Avalanching, which to me shows that Realkey probably has some heal in hand. Realkey is playing 2 Kindly Cavern Keeper, 3 Catalyst of Aeons, 3 Withering Wail, and 3 Vile Feast. So plenty of no lack of heal on the side of Realkey. So I don't hate this if that's the case.
It looked like Kata was thinking, I attack the Trundle blocks, they Avalanche, I zap into a Go Hard and Go Hard it, but that would look really bad if you didn't actually draw the Go Hard. Yeah. And now, I mean, Go Hard here is, now, I like this position for the zap actually a decent amount better, but no, we're going to go for blue card.
So why, all right, so he is clearly being very proactive with trying to level this TF. I'm not sure if I agree with this 100%. Ladros off the top. Also not sure.
Okay, Ladros is an important card in this matchup, and I think, yeah, we just did want to get the TF online before we got the Zapsprayfin down, because outside of, Vengeance, Avalanche really is the most effective way that you're going to deal with this Twisted Fate, and if you can just run your opponent out of Avalanches and get the TF down, it's not unreasonable for it to level. We've seen it happen before. Icequake is a bit of a problem, though.
Yeah, Icequake, again, not a card you typically play around because you do need the second Trundle in hand for it to be played, but it does happen. And Bratchedkata, I do like getting the Fleeting Elise down here because we are going into another turn where we can try to get a good attack. There's the Passage Unearned. All right, we're going to see it. We have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. We have arrived. We have a Passage Unearned that is actually maybe possibly going to get some value today if we don't see this card.
Yeah, you see Kata rolling up his sleeves, clapping his hands together, saying it's going to happen. Today I'm going to show him.
This is going to be the one time we ever see it, and it's never going to get played again. All right, here we go. We'll see if we get something like an Avalanche out. There's a go hard. Wow, actually, that's a pretty big deal as well. I mean, that's going to 8, 9, 10. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter unless we get a Catalyst of Aeons here. Then that would put Realkey outside of Field of Rush mana. So we'll see what gets played. That does guarantee, anyways, though, that Bratchedkata can basically make it so that Realkey does not have enough mana next turn to play Field of Rush, no matter what. No matter if there's another Weirding Stones or...
I'm waiting for Kata to just, unearned passage the Field of Rush, pop off, and then get just Field of Rushed again.
Yeah.
Right back to back. You are a little bit fortunate in that regard that because of the way that the tempo is going to line up, your opponent can't just slam it down, because it is 12 mana. They're not going to be able to run it out on back-to-back turns. And every turn that they take off banking spell mana into that, you get closer to, realistically, Kata has lethal in hand.
Yep.
Dreadway Ladros is a 20 damage combo.
Yeah.
That only Vengeance can prevent at fast speed.
And there we go. There's another go hard. So we're one more go hard away from being played to get to the pack your bags. Yeah, so if there is only one Field of Rush in Realkey's hand, then this Unearned Passage will take care of it. And then we would likely have Dreadway followed by Ladros. And like you said, unless there's something like Vengeance to take care of it, there is only one Ruination in the deck of Realkey. So it's really just Vengeance here that's probably going to be saving the day.
And because Realkey hasn't actually gotten to ramp at all this game, Field of Rush can't come out until turn 9, in which case Kata can not only Unearned Passage, but get down Ladros in the same breath. And with how close we are to pack your bags, it's not unreasonable to just get that Ladros down and win with a pack on the following turn. The tempo swing or something like Unearned Passage onto Field of Rush is absolutely insane. The reason that we don't give too much credit to things like Deny onto that is because previously we were seeing Deny in decks like Lee Sin and Karma Ezreal and things like that, and they didn't do a whole lot with the 8 mana advantage that they had for the turn. They generally just ended up passing back because they're very reactive. Shen Fiora does very well into decks like these because they have things that they can do with that tempo swing, with the 8 mana. And let me tell you, Go Hard is going to have a field day if it gets an 8 mana swing.
And yeah, I got to agree with you. I mean, this is looking like it's going to be a pretty awesome Field of Rush turn for Bratchedkata. It's just going to be a question of when that turn's going to come. We're going into turn 8, so we still technically are 2 turns away from getting Field of Rush off. And I got to agree with you, though. If it looks like we're going to have Field of Rush on an off turn. So if we go Field of Rush while Bratchedkata has the attack token, followed by Field of Rush on our attack turn, that's going to feel a little bad for Bratchedkata, but...
Well, you can't run it out in back-to-back turns.
Oh, sorry, yeah. It would actually have to be 2 back-to-back attack turns if that's the case. But I don't know if that's even going to be possible for Realkey because of how aggressive Bratchedkata is playing.
One of the other problems is Kata, while you do have the answer for Field of Rush, you don't really deal with just Pillar Tryndamere that well. Mm-hmm. And that is still a lot of damage, and we don't have Vengeance for the Atrocity. This could still just be a very quick end to the game on Realkey's side. And ooh, Alpha Wildclaw coming down. Yeah, this could just be lethal for Realkey very soon here. Pack Your Bags is online, though, and we get it, but it is going to be one shy of killing everything. Now, we do have Withering Wail. It's a matter of, do we do it here, or do we think something else is coming down?
Yeah, actually, Withering Wail and Pack Your Bags take care of this board completely. I don't see any reason why you don't go for that right here. You pack your bags, they attack, you have the Withering Wail. Feels really good. You basically just dealt with their entire field for free.
Yeah, I don't think you want to eat all this damage. I think you need to pack right here.
Yeah. And we don't mean pack as in take it home, you're done. We mean pack as in you are going to stay in this game by doing so. I think he absolutely has to go for this. And, I mean, worst case, we get, like, what? Tryndamere gets developed as well, but then you still take way less damage than you would with this attack.
Yeah. You know, I think this is the first tournament that we've cast all week where, you know, there's no double elimination bracket for Top Cut. I've cast 3 invitationals this week. I'm so used to double elimination that I was like, wait, who's on winner's side? Yeah. Is this the end, or do we get a bracket reset?
Yeah, and seasonal won't be double elim either, will it? I think that's...
I don't know about Top Cut. It could be.
I think it was single limb. So we have to confirm that, but
Not 100% sure.
and this is actually where things like Alpha Wildclaw and now the leveled up Trundle come in big. It's hard to think that Trundle was 6 health at level 1 at one point, but it comes up big because, typically they would survive something like this, but now we do see the Withering Whale. And, there's the Tryndamere that we figured.
Yeah, Kata should just have lethal anyway, depending on what's in Realkey's hand, because Whale cleans up the board here. Doombeast puts your opponent at 1. You open the turn with Ladros.
Excuse me, I would much rather see Dreadway plus Doombeast. So I'm holding out for that.
We're like 2 turns off Dreadway Doombeast.
I think Bratchedkata knows that, okay, I can probably seal the deal here. It's just, how do I not screw this up? So, I think Doombeast here seems okay. I mean, this means he is setting up for the eventual Ladros next turn. I mean, there could be a lot of heal, though, for Realkey, right? I mean, we could even get... get Catalyst, which we haven't seen any of. We can get Withering Whale, so...
Anything like that, though, I think you're going to be pretty happy to see on the side of Kata because it is such a large mana commitment.
Yeah. And you're outside of Field of Rush mana, right? So I'm just gonna throw this out there. We have Unearned Passage in hand. It's looking like we are actually going to win this game without utilizing Unearned Passage.
The problem is...
Yep.
So let's say Realkey throws down...
Let's hear it.
Realkey throws down Field of Rush next turn.
Yeah.
Kata fires off Unearned Passage. Realkey scoops in response. We don't get to see the animation.
No, don't you dare say that. If it's going to at least get played, we better freaking see the animation. I'm going to be pissed. No. That's not a thing. Yeah, we're not doing that. Oh, wow. So it doesn't matter. We're actually outside of Field of Rush mana now. And this means that the Ladros should end the game, assuming there's no heal, which I think there must be no heal if we went for that Vile Feast. I'm not sure.
That was the heal. We're at 2. Ladros doesn't kill us.
Oh, I guess it's still outside of that, yeah. But I'm just saying...
Yeah, Zap's Brayfin does kill us, though.
There's probably no additional, Withering Whale or anything like that, if that's the case, so... This is... We will have Field of Rush next turn, though, if we... Alright, let's see. Do we have it? Do we have a Withering Whale or a Catalyst of Aeons? I'd say it's a Catalyst of Aeons, if I were to guess right now.
I feel like we would have seen Catalyst a little bit earlier on, unless it was, top decked over the last couple of turns, in which case it could be any heal card.
Realkey, what do you got?
Something. He might be agonizing over the decision to potentially have to Atrocity this Zap Sprayfin. Because if he Atrocities, I mean, Kata can actually Wail in response to kill the Tryndamere. Now, the Atrocity will still go off, but at the very least, the Tryndamere will be dead.
Yeah. No, there's the Wail. Took a little while, but we got the Wail out.
Yeah.
And this will still put Realkey outside of the Ladros range too, as well, not being at 1. So, and Wail in response will go ahead and kill the Tryndamere and the Spiderling. Yeah, this makes sense. Going down to 3 now. All right, thank God. You know what this means is that we probably will get Field of Rush into Unearned Passage, which feels really good. I just want to see it. Man. It will all have been worth it as long as we can see it. And there's the leveled up Tryndamere. All right, do we have the Field of Rush to be met with an Unearned Passage? Let's see it, baby. Because I feel like Realkey's got to think, okay, this is where I have to go for it at this point.
Yeah.
And actually, though, if there is an Atrocity, I think if we do get the Unearned Passage... Oh, we'd still have Vengeance for the Tryndamere, actually. So we'd have to Vengeance it this turn so that we were outside of the range of Atrocity. So, okay. So I think Bratchedkata is pretty safe. I
think there are situations where Realkey wins, but it's going to take, 4 or 5 of those 6 cards in your hand being absolutely perfect, and the top decks of Bratchedkata being pretty dead from here on out.
Here we go. I mean, if Realkey's thinking, it leads me to believe there's probably a Field of Rush, because, I mean, obviously you don't just willy-nilly... I don't think you can willy-nilly at 3 life throw down Field of Rush. You got to kind of think about it, make sure it's the right play first. And
yeah. We are roping, so we have to play something, and any spell that's going to be proactively queued up, you can see the smile on Bratchedkata's face. He knows what's coming. He knows it's going to be a field rush.
He's like, let me just play this, man.
He's been waiting for this all day.
He really has. This is probably going to be the first time. And he's like, this is all worth it because we're in the finals. Yeah, buddy. Look at us on the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the first unearned passage on a field of rush about to be played. Disconnect. Right here.
We go. Here comes Tryndamere. Here comes Trundle.
Tournament. Let's see it, baby. Here we go.
Here comes Ladros.
Wait, what?
Oh, we still have the mana for it.
He's going to play it in combat. Yeah. He's really going to bait Realkey.
Wait a minute.
Wait, I swear.
What if
No.
What if Realkey passes?
I hate you. Dude, no, I hate you.
He's just like, go ahead. Don't do it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Bratchedkata is not going to let this turn end without going for the unearned passage.
He's gonna.
We are going to put our opponent down to 1, and SJW, we're going to get to see it.
Go.
Let's see it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah. I've never been more excited for something so stupid in my life.
Realkey, don't you dare scoop. Yeah, lock in those attacks. What choice do you have, Realkey? Lock in those attacks.
Come on.
Okay, pull back the real Tryndamere.
That makes sense.
I call it real. I know it's the only one that's not going to die. It's like these units are ephemeral to me.
All right, let's see it. Come on. Lock it in. Let's see this sweet, sweet unearned passage. Realkey, you're really making us wait for it here. Come on. Damn it. Realkey, I swear to God. Just, yep. Press.
He's running out of time. He's got to lock in the attacks in like 3 seconds.
There we go. Right here. It's happening. Right? Boulevard. It's gonna happen, right? Why must these people take so long?
What if Kata's like Cat jumps on his keyboard and just hits spacebar?
Please just play the freaking card.
Kata looks like he's thinking about something.
Kata. Please. Yes.
There's no other play.
All right, we got
There's no other play.
It's hovered. It's being hovered. It's going. Yeah, baby. Look at him. Look at the look on his face. Don't surrender. Don't you, Realkey? Yeah,
here we
buddy. Go. We've been waiting all for like 2 months for this.
We've been waiting all format for that.
Let's go, baby. The one time ever we can officially say unearned passage was used on a field of rush. It worked. This day has come. We can all go to sleep. Happy people. Let's go.
And we've got a
Withering Well. Now, if somehow Realkey still wins, I give up on the card. Nope, that's game.
And that is going to be Kata tying up this series 1-1. Going to have one more shot to win with this Field of Rush deck is Realkey, and he's going to be up against. Actually, I think I lost the decks. Hold on. It's either Shen Fiora or something else.
I believe it's Shen Fiora.
I mean, we haven't seen the other deck. We don't actually know what was banned.
Oh, wait, Fearsome?
Draven Ezreal. Okay, so it's either Fiora Shen or Draven Ezreal.
And it looks like
it will be the Draven Ezreal.
Could have guessed that. Feels like in that situation, most people are going to ban the barrier deck.
This is a little rough for Draven Ezreal as well.
Yeah, going into Field of Rush. So we are maxed out on the Tri-Beam. We do have a Noxian Guillotine to deal with some of the larger units, so there is that.
We do have a Noxian Fervor.
That's random.
It is I mean, Get Excited is something that we've seen cut from most of these lists. Even Zinc only ran it as a 1-of last night at Fight Night in the victory that he picked up with the deck. But yeah, it looks like a little bit of a different list on the side of Kata. Not necessarily running a lot of things that we're used to seeing. Only 2 Thermo Beam as well.
You know, now I know there should have been more pull options. Why did we not think of Atro City? Right? That's where the cool kids are at. Atro City, baby.
There have been so many phonetics that have been lost in Twitch chat today.
Oh man! So
what if we just start calling it Astrocity?
Astrocity? Is that what you just said?
Astrocity, like Astro City, but like we just say it fast like Astrocity.
Astrocity.
Who's gonna SJW? Who's gonna stop us?
I was just gonna say at this point, I'm pretty sure we could call a card whatever we want. We can just try to run with it.
I mean, we do constantly forget Fortune Cooker's real name.
What is that card? Did you just actually call it by its real name? What is this?
I did.
What is happening?
I always remember. But I'm trying to get on a first name basis with cards, and her first name's Betty. So,
well, Draven is Draven's first name, and Draven hitting the field here. Does Draven have the last name actually?
I know him and Darius are brothers, but I don't know. I'm sure that they have one. I just don't know what it is.
Oh, this is okay. Hold on, we're gonna do a poll, and I'm gonna find it. We're doing this, and don't you dare cheat.
Who, me?
Don't you dare cheat.
I'm already in the middle of cheating. Talk about the game, SJW. You know, entertain the people while I cheat.
Oh wait, I can't look this up and have you cheat at the same time.
Yes, you can. I passed him.
Oh wait, is there like really no last name for Draven?
I mean, they were like orphans or something.
I feel like his only nickname is Draven. So I don't know if they're actually. Well, okay. So here's something interesting. There's other family members that have a last name, but Darius and Draven do not. So, and they are family. So we'll go with that then.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. So we'll here we go.
So we've got a Ravenous Flock lined up onto this Trundle, and as we had mentioned last game, no Troll Chance in the deck of Realkey. That's going to make it a little bit harder to stave off this sort of onslaught of removal that Bratchedkata is going to have available. You know, no Elixir of Iron coming out. We're not in the old days where you need to have those dumb little ways to protect your units. You just play cards and let them die, and you just run them out over and over again. But what we don't see in Kata's hand is an effective way to deal with Field of Rush. We are still going to need, you know, a Noxian Guillotine to deal with something like that. But this is not a deck that gets blown out by Avalanche like some of the other decks that we've seen today. I mean, this could just be a 7 damage swing for... Nope, we do have this unit, and I mean, this is about as good as your Culling Strike gets. We've seen this before. It doesn't feel great to play it on a Sentry, but you have to think of the Culling Strike as 3 damage in that regard.
Yeah, and Culling Strike, again, we were talking about this earlier, how it's kind of cut from this deck, generally speaking, but it does look like you're getting a one of here. I'm curious to see how this Noxian Fervor comes in, because I do think that with the power this deck has to close out games with Farron or Ezreal, for that matter, maybe Noxian Fervor is that extra over the top that's needed to really just push for the game towards the end. But, I mean, with that said, there's a lot of heal on the side of Realkey, so I'm not sure if that's ever really a valid... Because you're generally not doing that, you know, until turn 8 or 9 anyways with Farron. And by then, Realkey's going to have things like Field of Rush online, so I think it's going to be kind of difficult.
I think the best way to put it is I hate House Spider, but I don't mind Noxian Fervor in decks with House Spider.
Mm-hmm. And we do
so
have
actually
Thermo.
The Thermo Beam rather than the Culling Strike. We want to save this Culling for the Ice Pillar, get an easy removal onto that, and there are only 2 Thermo Beam in the deck. We are just conceding ways to kill things like Trundles as they come down, and yeah, Kata really not happy to see the Kindly Tavern Keeper come out as well.
Nope.
Really keep the life total in check.
Well, yeah, that's what I said earlier too. It's just going to be really hard to actually deal enough damage to start to really pressure Realkey, and it's so hard, in fact, that we see something like the Spinning Axe actually come out onto this Draven, crazy enough. Which, hey, maybe we actually see a leveled Draven in this matchup. Who knows? I mean, there's no Grasp of the Undying on the side of Realkey. It's just the Whales and the Vengeances. And, I mean, I guess you could Vengeance Draven if you really felt like it. So I feel like the greatest
It seems
play.
a little unlikely,
Yeah.
but I gotta think that at 7 mana, Realkey's going to be more than happy to find himself at 15 HP, and Bratchedkata not having as wide a board as you would want, you know, just not doing the aggro plan as well as you would really want. And yeah, Farron's looking nice, but you're not going to proactively get down the cards in your hand for a whole lot of value while Realkey just bides his time until he can feel the rush. And I don't think Farron's going to be enough. You are still going to need to search for those guillotines. And I say those guillotines, but you only have one.
Yeah, only one in deck, so not quite Passage Unearned. So not going to do all the work there as far as that's concerned. And all right, Weirding Stone. So this means we could go into next turn having Field of Rush mana just a bit early. I don't see any reason we don't go for something like Ezreal Thermo Beam here to go ahead and clear out this Weirding Stone. I don't think we can afford to have it early Field of Rush get popped on us. We don't really have a good response to that whatsoever. And just reminder, everybody, if you don't know, I did start a poll for the what is Draven and Darius's family's last name. So if they are something like an orphan, like you had alluded to, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but they do have other family members with a last name. So if you guys want to go ahead, take a shot at it.
Voting for the popular option. I'm sure that's. I trust the chat in this one.
There's really no popular. I mean, it's pretty even right now. So I'm I'm curious to see if anybody...
There was one that was a little higher than the rest. So yeah, as you had mentioned, we are going to get that thermo beam, and now we're totally out of thermo beams. Catalyst comes down, but this doesn't represent Field Rush on the next turn. And I have to imagine that Realkey doesn't have FTR. Otherwise, we probably would have just seen the Catalyst, not the Wording Stone.
Yeah, possibly. You might be right. And this is going to push through a little bit more damage, but again, I don't think Realkey's really in a range where we feel threatened. I think we still feel like we're in a pretty safe spot to be able to just survive until later on in the game and eventually get Field of Rush down and possibly, like you said, might not even have Field of Rush yet, which would feel a little bit bad. This pillar, though, actually represents a pretty decent blocker to, withstand a couple attacks from possibly Draven. We do have a spinning axe, so if we do go for another Draven attack next turn, we can remove the pillar quite nicely with one axe and also level the Draven, which will feel good. Or we can Calling Strike it. That works too.
The awkward part about this, and it is just mana efficient, and it does level the Ezreal, but you're going to block the Tryndamere with the Draven, right? I mean, I guess you could just declare no blocks.
I mean, I guess. I feel so bad to have to use that Mystic Shot like that just for a target. So now so I guess we have to kind of pray that going into next turn with 2 spell mana looking like it's going to be kept from Realkey, that there's no Field of Rush, right?
No, even if there's a Field of Rush, we do have the Arachnoid Sentry for the Tryndamere, and the Trundle's not leveled, so it's not going to have Overwhelm. We are still only looking at 8 damage possible on the side of Realkey.
All right, so everybody, the results are in. It looks like you guys all thought Krylo was the last name of Draven with...
Is it Varn?
It is Varn. It is not...
I don't know why, so I voted for Krylo, and then I'm looking at the options, and I'm like, why do I know the name Varn?
Yeah, Varn, I guess, so just to give you guys some backstory, again, not sure about the whole Draven. Are you positive about the Draven?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, anyways, Draven is listed under family Darius is listed under family for Draven, and then Darius does not have a last name listed, but then there's 3 other family members, which either must have the same exact last name or they adopted them and they don't know their last name. And those are Quilletta Varn, Decius Varn, and Investia Varn. So that is
What are
go ahead.
The other options? Did you just make those up, or are those like other family names in League of Legends?
No, those are completely out of my ass. Yeah. Okay. So I got Bulin, Krylo, Versh, and
Darius
Gale.
Bulin.
I just completely made those up. So I'm surprised even 2 people guessed Varn. So 2 people, looks like Salty Simon might have gotten it in chat. Wow. Congrats and freaking lations. I had to look that up. I did not know that until I looked that up. Not gonna lie.
All right, so it looks like we have decided that we are going to go for the block and kill onto the Tryndamere with the Draven. We don't have a clean way to kill the Tryndamere after the fact, but it is always a lot easier to deal with the it feels weird to call it the unleveled Tryndamere, but the sort of vulnerable Tryndamere in the 9/9, and it feels a lot better for those to come off of Field of Rush rather than the 10/10 that's going to turn into an 11/15 at the next moment's notice.
Yeah, and are going to get the level up there. So do we drop... I guess the question is, do you just drop Farron here? But I don't think so, because the Farron open attack doesn't really represent much.
I guess the question is, what else are you going to do?
Well, what are we going into 9? That would be 10?
You could like Sump Dredger to cycle an axe, but eventually this Captain Farron has to come down, I think.
I don't think... No, I actually, I don't think so. I think that because you can't attack with the Ezreal... I mean, you got to assume it's probably Vengeance or something, right? I think you go with the Nexus Strike with the Ezreal, and you try to go with the Ezreal win con on top of Noxie and Fervor and things of that nature. Like it's.
Yeah, I feel like Decimate helps with that.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, Decimate obviously is going to do the best at dealing face damage, but I think you can't actually invest that much mana all in one card right now. I think you might have to play that on your turn, to be honest with you. I mean, Improbulator, can't hover it because we're watching the stream this time, but I'm curious to see what Improbulator's at. I don't think it's too high. It looks like it's at 1. All right, it's not high at all. So Improbulator feels kind of bad right now.
I mean, so if you... I guess my problem with things like the Mushroom, Noxian Fervor line holding open the mana in case there's a Vengeance out of Realkey, you only deal 1 additional damage.
Yeah, there's the Vengeance. So, I guess you Noxian Fervor, right?
Is that better than Farron? It does get your Tri-Beam up there a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it is only 1 extra damage.
Wow, okay, so it's not even... Yeah, just going to go with the Farron. So you might be right. I mean, maybe Farron is the way to go. That is going to put... Oh, wait, so actually, no, this makes sense now. So now you have 2 Decimate that you can play on your... No, actually, no, you can't. You only have 9 mana. I was going to say 2 Decimate and then Noxian Fervor is actually lethal, but... I mean, we don't have the mana for it. So this is looking like something... I don't know. The Dredger might come down first here, and then eventually might try to get something like this Sentry on a stun, but I'd be surprised if we don't see a Field of Rush come out.
I would also be a little surprised, and I think that Field of Rush would actually feel not terrible for Kata, because you do have the Arachnoid set. No, you really can't afford to just lose your entire board. I don't think that you have lethal on the Crackback. And SJW... Do you know why we don't have lethal on the Crackback?
Why is that?
Because we burst pass with a Mushroom.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. That Mushroom does have us 1 mana off of this double Decimate Noxian Fervor Wincon. We wouldn't quite... I mean, you got to think there's heal, though, is the issue. Ooh, that's actually...
Yeah.
That's good.
Wild Claw.
That's good. That is very good. Now that means you need to get a card out of your opponent before they even have lethal, so you have Decimate. So I do think I think that Bratchedkata is in a position to actually win this now. So it's going to depend. I don't imagine anything else gets played now to threaten lethal on the open attack from Realkey. If we get even a Field of Rush on the next turn, then we are able to play a Decimate, and now we have... I mean, we have 5 mana. I guess it's just that there's heal at that point.
Kata's got a couple options. You could Arachnoid Sentry the Tryndamere and attack with Captain Farron. Vile Feast is still a little bit scary. You don't really want to put yourself below that range, and it looks like we're just going to Sump Treasure to cycle instead. Now, if there's a Vengeance on the side of Realkey to come out and respond, discarding the Tri-Beam Improbulator rather than a Spinning Axe.
I actually like that right now because
because we need the Axe to threaten the Tryndamere.
Yep. Yeah, we need the Axe for that, and then even if you do get into something like an Ezreal a little bit later...
Yeah, I don't think Tri-Beam's really going to be a difference maker in this match. It's not killing anything from here on out.
Well, there's 1 heal. And it doesn't look like we really... Do we still not have Field of Rush on the side of Realkey? We don't?
I mean, if you had Field of Rush, it doesn't feel great to play on your attack turn in this matchup because of Arachnoid Sentry. So if he had it, I imagine we would have seen it last turn.
Yeah, and now here's the Spinning Axe, I imagine. We still live.
Well, we died of Vengeance here.
Yeah. Wait, so why are we considering... Okay, so we're not actually using the Spinning Axe.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, if he has Vengeance, we just can't do anything, right?
Nope. Oh. There's a Flash Freeze. That's not Vengeance, though, so you're not dead.
Yeah. And actually, happy we didn't invest the Spinning Axe, which is good.
You are still dead to Atrocity.
Yeah. Which, if we open with a Decimate, the Atrocity is just going to be played in response. And honestly, if Realkey... All right, so Realkey is playing 2 Atrocity? Yes.
Sounds right to me,
so,
yeah. That's about the normal number.
Man, if we don't have Field of Rush, we must have an Atrocity in hand. And we must have had it for a while. I think I saw somebody chat a while ago say that the hand seemed like maybe it was pretty bricked early on in the game, and I think that might have been the case.
Here we go, Atrocity.
Atrocity coming in hot.
Here we go. Bratchedkata, it's the onus is on you now. I mean, last game, Realkey sat here and roped it out, waiting to play that unearned pass, waiting to play into the unearned passage to lose the game. Now it's your turn. You have to sit here and think of all your options. Yeah, Realkey calling out the Shen saying, I have Atrocity. What are you going to do about it? And the answer for Kata is looking like not a lot. Definitely not enough.
I mean, you can't not play Decimate here, right? I mean, what are you trying to hold up and represent that you have to combat Atrocity? I think the answer is nothing, right?
Yeah, you would have to somehow like burst damage the Tryndamere in order to threaten Noxian Guillotine, and I don't think that exists in Legends of Runeterra, so we're going to get an Avarice and Sentry, another really non-committal kind of play. And Realkey thinking, 4/7 mana, does he have anything that stops me from killing him with this Atrocity?
So, all right, here's a thought. Bluff the Mystic Shot onto the Tryndamere. That's how you get out of Atrocity, because not only do you get out of Atrocity, you actually still have 11 damage with the 2 Decimates and the Noxian Fervor, which is outside of something like a Withering Wail.
What are you bluffing exactly?
Bluffing the Noxian Guillotine.
The Tryndamere isn't damaged.
That's what you bluff the Mystic Shot. So you Mystic Shot the Tryndamere, so you bluff the Noxian
Atrocity
Guillotine
in response to that.
to the Mystic Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, then it just guarantees. I guess it just gives you the knowledge of whether or not your opponent has the Atrocity, right?
I mean, the game looks like it's ending this turn. Realkey keeps hovering it. He's waiting until the last second, and we know that there's nothing that Kata can do for 7 mana. There's not a lot of reason to give your opponent an additional draw, but it is just going to be a pass out of Realkey. And I mean, as cut and dry as it seemed, as much as he was telegraphing it, he might just not have it.
Or he might have top decked it.
Your opponent has as much mana this turn as they had last turn.
Oh.
Okay, he did.
Yeah, he did have what the heck? Wait, was that topped?
No, that was played to the
right. That was
from
played
the top,
to the right. Okay. And we're just short of the burst. We only got 5 damage.
Yeah, we've only got 5. If we had Get Excited. And that's scary because you gave your opponent another opportunity to top deck Get Excited. I mean, there is still a chance that there was healing in response, but that does mean that Realkey gonna make the impossible 9-0 run throughout OLS number 15 to defeat Bratchedkata. And we had the Withering Wail in case there was a Get Excited.
Yeah, even had the Wail. So I kind of assumed the whole time he had at least 3 heal in hand, so that does make sense. And yeah, here we go. This is gonna be game. Going to the face. Atrocity. Realkey, undefeated, baby. Wow. Woo. He will try. Yep. Coaster driver. He went. Wow. Realkey going to Atro City, baby. All right, and Bratchedkata is your OLS 15 champion. So good stuff there. Very excited for the future of the OLS. As always, if you guys are interested in joining for the next one, all the information will be in the description below. You get the Discord channel, the information from this past tournament as well. Not sure when the next one will be because of obviously holidays and whatnot coming up. Not sure what country you're in if you're watching, so maybe you have holidays right now, maybe you don't. Most people do, I think, but there will be another one coming sometime soon. Maybe by the time the new year rolls around, maybe it'll be the last week of December. Not sure, but hit up the Discord and you will know when the tournament gets posted. But as always, everybody, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope you